Okay, this is really great. I want to thank God and the good guys that I can film this. My speech is starting to go bye bye now because of endless terrorism. The time is 8:21 a.m. July 2nd, 2025. I had to race at 8 a.m. from brutal, horrid gas poisoning. So now I've officially raced to get diarrhea, all the poison out. I did not have to do that until the time I just said. Although I did sit through bone fracture gas, which I was able to put and document in video testimony. They're active, they're in the backyards, they never leave. They'll never stop. And they'll never stop bringing the Department of Mental Health, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. They're really dangerous. They're a terror group. The DCPD is a verified document terror group. It's a state-sponsored terror group. They carry out nothing but violent, brutal terrorism, which I'm a witness to every single day. They're involved with terrorist attacks that go around the town. They're involved with terrorist attacks that come directly from here. They're involved with terrorist attacks that have to do with the Reagan National Airport and Virginia. They're involved with terrorism through state and city jurisdictions. They are a terror group. They're involved with violent, brutal terrorism. They're involved with the MedStar Hospital. I'm a direct eyewitness to that. Big witness to a lot of stuff and things with that. And they're involved with the Virginia hospital. So the information I'm able to give to the public that has to do with the hospitals is they take people there, they kill them, and they burn their bodies in the incinerators. Or they bring in the ones they've killed and they burn their bodies, the dead bodies, DOAs, in the incinerators. They use the hospitals as a cremation place. And then they carry on fake identities, which everyone is a witness to. In this property, Juan Rebello still lives here. He was in the Sinaloa drug cartel. I'll explain who he is later. Gwendolyn Ball still lives. They're all still alive, but they both went out dead in body bags. Not Juan. I didn't witness him die, but I did. I witnessed Juan Rebello get killed upstairs, right in the hallway. We'll talk about it later. I've witnessed it, but he's still alive. He was dismembered here. I don't know if they took his organs out. That's all they do here. So disgusting and horrible here. Okay, on this street. And then you have all your city people, your town locals. They roll their baby buggies past, they walk past night and day. What they have shown the townspeople is so horrific, what they're willing to do to dead bodies, to other people. And they're proud of it, and they'd like to be filmed doing it. So they clearly don't understand that there are consequences for this. The longer this goes on and on, the more these type of people who are in support of this kind of barbarianism and violence, of course, you take a personality and an abnormal psych diagnosis. They're abnormal, they're bad, they're not good, they don't fit in normal world, okay? They're violent, sick individuals. You take that person and you never, ever give them consequences for doing very evil things. The longer that goes, where they get away scot-free with bad, evil things, crimes and felonies, the more they think they're bigger and better, and you can see their ego and their arrogance gets bigger and bigger, and they get worse and worse. So that's what we're dealing with, okay? These individuals that walk the streets here, especially the ones that stalk and pace and prance and march and roll their babies by, they're some of the most deranged people in the United States, all right? Especially the ones that are bringing their babies by here, like it's Babies R Us. Oh, I'm not kidding about that. It's a spectacle, and it's pitiful. It's really pathetic, but they're going to do it. They're going to keep doing it. They're engaging in combat when you're walking past this fucking place, especially with your kids. And they're not going to stop. It's going to take weapons of mass destruction. They're going to have to pancake the city. There won't be any people probably that survive that. What I need to do is I need to get out of here and let them all just stay here and keep wandering around doing what they like. At some point, it just has to be pancaked. What I worry about is, yeah, the Lincoln Memorial and the Jefferson Memorial. I worry about a lot of our historical sites. I don't know what will be left. But this is just so not advised. It's highly, highly not advised. It is not a good idea to have your civilians and all your terrorists this flagrant, this bombastic, this media ready, this much announcing it. It's just not advised. This would be something you would say if you were a really evil person and in charge. You would say, do this stuff after we have completely and totally taken over the sovereign territory. Don't do it before. Don't do it before, and don't do it while we're engaged in combat with the people who are trying to stop us. Do it after. But they did everything backwards in the US, and they did it before, and they did it during the combat, the conflict. So when you get your hot war, these people just get pancaked. Your city streets in some of your major cities, skyscrapers are now about 2 stories because they're flat, but all the piles, slabs of concrete, they pile up, so it's about 2 stories. It's something you don't want to ever see. The rest of the world's in horror. It's not just the World Trade Centers, it's an entire fucking skyline. It's like all the buildings, okay, flat. That's what this gets you. So why has it been taken to this extreme? This isn't for me to answer. All right. Why to this day are these individuals in the city still babies are us in it, past this kind of chemical and biological warfare with dead bodies, loud as day, armed conflict, and in your face military hovering over their heads, and some sort of military aircraft that comes here all the time. I don't know the answers to that. I sit here and wonder it myself, okay? I could ask Jesus, yes. At that point, when I tried a million times, he'll say, I can't know. I can't have any clue. And so I myself don't know anything. I am completely without a clue, just like you, whoever you are listening to this. All right? I don't fucking know, but it's being dragged out to the bloody fucking end. All right? No, I can't be president. If I have to take the position legally, I will, but we know I can't be president. I can't even be part of a government that foolish. I will not be associated with a government that foolish. I will gladly associate myself with a government that has a man head of state and knows how to run a government. Then sure, ask me to join it, but don't ask me to be part of anything that foolish, okay? If they have to use my name, my citizenship, whatever these legal needs, it's legalities. If you need it, I'll do it. But we know I'm not going to be part of this. If this is honestly, sincerely what you are thinking, and I don't believe so. The good military and officials with them are way too smart for that. So the way a good, proper, healthy, strong, secure government works is you got a guy, a head of state, or you got maybe a group of guys. A group of guys is a good idea. I have no idea what they've done, but it's got to work like that. And that's your government, folks. It's not your hospital where of course you can have a top head honcho woman doctor or scientist, yes. But the reason why women are not always at those positions is because in a normal world where people function and they have their marbles in their head, everything's working upstairs in their brain, They got somebody at home. They've got their mom at home at least until they're about 6 years old or 7. And then if mom wants to go back because she's a super smart scientist and she needs to use her brain, she's gifted, she's a smart mathematician. She wants to go work at NASA. Good for her, go. But she didn't abandon her infant and abandon her small little tiny kid. She stayed at home. It should be an instinct and a natural thing for her to do. And what our job as a government is to give her that chance so she doesn't have to be torn away from a kid. She can stay at home. So telework and revising and fixing our economy, obviously, is your workforce. Revising and fixing lots of stuff and things so that the other half of our population, which is men and women, there's your half, women, can raise healthy, regular families so you don't have these abnormal personalities with jilted and twisted issues, massive issues developing into people, okay? And then expect these people to function and not be violent or carry out serious behavior problems. And then your society gets sicker and sicker and sicker, okay? And the core way to do that is to revise and fix and change your economic system. Because if you have a godless country with no moral code, and money obviously is going to become God, and obvious reasons, okay? So obvious reasons. Take that factor out. Change the math, all right? You're not doing arithmetic. Now you're doing a different math, okay? And you can make a lot of changes with that and just drastically change that society in that country, okay? So that's my goal, and I will be part. I have a lot of things to say about this, but I gotta cut it off, okay? I will be part of a government like that, but not going to be running around saying I'm commander here. This is a joke, and I'm not going to be part of that, and it irritates me I still have to keep saying that. You're not going to have anything to do with me if you think you're putting me as the head of state. I will never say this again out loud on the internet or in my own room to Jesus. I'm so irritated by this, you don't know. I don't think irritated is the right word. I can't remember words. If you put your government in proper positions, the rest of your people in your country go instinctually. It's intuitive. It's natural. It's biological, dude. You're not going to reinvent the wheel here. They just know this is running in place. The men are top there. There's the moms, a great amount of them. They're able to work from home and do what they biologically, instinctually, intuitively want to do once you have a child. I don't know if I can ever have kids, but it doesn't change. I'm still a woman. I still know what I'm saying. And then no, I might have lost that chance because I was trapped in a terrorist cell for so long. It's true. But I didn't really want to have kids before that, before I was trapped here when I first came on the internet. I wasn't trying to get married and have babies. It wasn't my goal. So it's not like this massive, huge, devastating loss that I experienced in life. If I can't have kids, I'll still go on and be very happy. But to have people trap you and make it so you couldn't is horrible. And I'm going to definitely tackle that. It's grief and it's loss and it's an incredible violation or whatever word to do to a human being, to take that chance away from them. You might as well give me a hysterectomy, man. And this was men that did that, and it was Muslim terrorist men, and it was white terrorist men that did that to me. Okay, but I want to close with this because, I'm way past fucking 13 minutes. When I was 18, Jesus made it really clear to me. I don't think I'm an angel. But he told me this. I don't think I am. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying what Jesus said. He said, angels can't make more angels without asking. Because, okay, this is paraphrased, but this is what he said clear as day, because angels never die. They're like human. They've learned to never die, and they create more angels. So you have to ask to make one. That's when he got that over to me. He made it really freaking clear. It wasn't just a few sentences. It took quite an amount of time ticking on the clock. Once he got me to understand that, he told me about how the humans here, all of us, that's how I interpret it. I'm one of them. I'm the human here on planet Earth here, okay? He told me how that's the end goal. The humans are supposed to be angel-like. And all of us are supposed to not have diseases. And he said 1,000 years, but that was for me when I was 18 to get it over to me. And then he spelled out longevity. And then he spelled out lifespan. So your lifespan here, this is the end goal. You can go ahead and fight angels from your backyard. You can go, God, you're so fucking pitiful. You can go ahead and fight aerial, what do you call that? Aerial stuff, phenomena. You go ahead, fight that. You keep fighting that. But you're not going to do it because they are way ahead. He explained that to me. They're like human. They've been around millions of years, he said. Millions. We'll talk about this. I hopefully don't do this on internet. And I'm paraphrasing, but almost inexact, but still paraphrased. They learned, he said this when I was 18 to make it very clear to me. They learned how to never die. They learned science. He started saying science and other things and stuff he said. So it was very clear. It took time on the clock, okay, to make it clear to me. So by the time I was done being introduced to Jesus, I never forgot this. No, but I was forbidden from ever saying a word about it. I have never said anything about this publicly until now. But I'm sitting in the terror cell doing it on the internet. That's okay. It's how he, I guess, wants it. It's okay. I don't think ever going to be people around me to tell this to. I walk through all these chemical and bioweapons, and I've given up on people ever asking me. I have a fiance who I don't believe I'll ever see again. No, it's really sad. That I don't want to talk about. I figure all of you will just keep going on your merry way, no matter what the fuck you did to me here. No matter what kind of science I defeated here with the chemical weapons. I've defeated and defied all science, I know. But I figure you're just going to keep going on your merry way. And it doesn't change what Jesus said. No matter what you do here, you end up being angel-like. In the end, you can't fight that. You're not smart enough. And what you get is 1,000 years life. Well, that was what it was said at 18. Lifespan, longevity. You are in the end angel-like. You can't change it or stop it. So I don't know, because you're not making any effort here, all of you out there, to try to figure out how I'm defying science in here. I don't fucking care. Because this is me talking. You can tell this is Heidi. She's just flat out talking. I don't fucking care. These white and terrorist men have ruined my life. Okay? I hope that my fiance stays with me on the computer. That's what I basically think is all I'll ever get. All of you go on your merry way. I'll know what Jesus says, and we can all just forget it. I won't, but go ahead, you can. He already knows that's what you're all about, and you can't change what he's going to do anyways. All right, so I lost track here with the terrorism. I can't always keep it just to terrorism because there's way too much of a Jesus factor going on in here. How I'm racing through these poisons, and it's just like every day to you. But maybe this is it. Maybe there are people who want to talk to me, and maybe they are used. They're completely becoming normalized, and they're comfortable with how I'm running through all these mustard gases. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe you do talk to me someday. Maybe we do learn, and you learn the science. I'm not the scientist. Maybe, obviously, I'm a key to this. I'm the one that has demonstrated I walk around in mustard gas. So if you ever are curious, here's a good specimen. I admit, I'm willing to talk to some of you scientists. I'm pretty nice, but I've given up basic hope that you're trying to do that. I don't know what you think you're doing here, but that's fine. Go ahead. I already know Jesus very well, and you can't stop what he's going to do. And when you do see that aerial phenomena, go ahead and think you're smarter than that. If that makes you feel good, do whatever you like, okay? I'm still in denial about not really meeting. It's not meeting. What I mean is not. I'm supposed to meet my fiance. When I leave here, I'm supposed to meet him physically, not meet like introduce. I already know him. But meet up. Please understand, don't make me explain every last thing I'm trying to say. But they're doing everything they can to keep me never to leave here. I'm to never leave here, and you can see the attempts all the time. Attempts on my life. And I'm supposed to never leave here, and the last thing they want me to do is get married. And I've already said a million times, I won't take the job as president. You can't have any country like that. I'm not going to even associate myself with a country like that. So I don't know what this is about. Why the cops are desperate, except beyond legality. I guess because I'm a big witness. I'm done. I know I locate. I know I do a really good job for military. But this declaring war from your Congress, from your Senate, from your White House, from your police department, your federal offices of law enforcement, and your army bases, U.S. Army declaring war on a compound. Who would do something so stupid? And I'm in it. I don't think it's just at me, the war they've declared here. Oh, it's just flagrant and obvious. But I'm definitely one of the individuals that they see as go get her. And it's like, are you seriously thinking I'm president? I say this out loud. I'm like, do they seriously think that? Are they that fucking stupid? No woman can do this shit. They can't be that fucking stupid. They know it's not really serious, right? They know it's these bros flying around, or one of them, Lavrov would be good. Someone like that. Are they that fucking whacked out? They think I'm the fucking president? Get the fuck out of my face, man. Do you hear me fucking talking right now? You know it's not me, you fucking buffoon. My fucking God, man. Okay, look, I've lost my point here. I just started going off on a tangent. I know that. So I'm going to go way past 13 minutes. Sometimes it can't be done all like that. So the terrorism, I can't talk about the compound. There's gas. I'm gushing it out. It's just living hell in here. Whatever I might have lost my point, I'm really sorry. But it felt good to blabbermouth and go on a diatribe about what I said. It was a good emotional release. Goodbye. I'll talk to the world later.